away from our current radar, again northeast of the tri-states, in addition to parcels of green moving towards the radar. When you see things turn bright blue and bright green and yellow, that really tells me that that rotation is really starting to tighten up. And I also want to share with you what's called correlation coefficient. That just gets to tell us if there may be any signs of damage. I want to really zoom in. This is just maybe a mile or so to the north of the northern Clark County and west of the Lee County border. This is in Iowa, technically outside of our viewing area, but very briefly, there may have been. Brian, you have another update?
I know that just looks like a bunch of dots to people, but tell them what it is that you're looking for. What signature are you looking for when you're looking at that?
Sure. So I'm looking at correlation coefficient, really trying to see any debris signatures. That's what I was trying to say. Thank you, Brian.
Debris signatures. I know we're talking about debris signatures. We know what that means, but what are we looking for? What is it that you're seeing on there that would give you a good indication there is some debris there?
So I'm looking closely at these clusters of blue dots right there near Farmington in Iowa. When we see blue on what's called correlation coefficient, that is non-meteorological objects that are being picked up by radar beams that may be getting lofted by strong, severe winds or a possible tornado. Earlier this evening, there was an observed tornado on the ground, so there may be some localized areas of damage near to just southwest of Farmington in Iowa.
So you saw that little blue flash that popped up on there. Right there, that's where we look like touchdown, back up in the air, maybe touchdown, back up in the air. So we'll continue to track that. That's a look at the Keokuk Tower Cam. We're going to try to flip that around to the other direction, and maybe it won't. We may not. We don't have the greatest internet connection up there. We may not be able to flip that around. But okay, so that's quiet in Keokuk right now. We will flip it back to the radar. We'll kind of continue this coverage as we run through. The latest tornado warning issued at 8:41. They should have an update for us here in about another 3 minutes or so on this warning itself. Tracking through northern Clark County into Lee County. It is the very central portion of Lee County. It does not include Keokuk. It does include Donaldson Racetrack area. It also includes the Lee County Fairgrounds, and then also Fort Madison. That is the zone that we're watching south of the Burlington area for sure at this time, but again, tracking to the east right now at 35 miles per hour. A severe thunderstorm and also capable of producing a tornado, which we did have a report on the ground. It does look like there was a signature there briefly on the correlation coefficient of that little blue blip, and that is again a good indicator that something was down on the ground, tossing something in the air, whether that is just dirt from a farm field or whether that is debris from a small building. It does look like, again, a debris signature for sure. Not a great large one, but a debris signature for sure. So this is where we're, again, watching the storms pull to the east. As they continue to pull to the east, they may continue to issue another warning. I think this warning itself is going to expire. Is this a new warning back in here? Or is this just the old one that's in the old one? Okay. So that'll expire shortly. I think it's going to flash off and expire here in just a minute. That tornado warning storm continues to progress to the east. Right now, the time this was issued was 8:41. It does go until 9:45 tonight.
Aging Untold.
That's a hot button for me right there.
A new one-of-a-kind show that shines a light on the real issues of aging in America.
It's really about health span, not lifespan.
It's honest talk with real solutions, tools the whole family can use.
Whatever problem you're trying to solve it from a place of collaboration.
Aging isn't the end. It's a new chapter.
Isn't that the goal, just to age just as well as you can?
Aging Untold. Check local listings on aginguntold.com.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here. Immerse yourself in stunning video. Feel the power of movie theater quality sound and consistent volume across channels. Get the most out of live coverage with enhanced internet content. Next Gen TV, designed to be upgradable with the advancements of tomorrow. The future of television has arrived. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
The warm front might get a little bit of a wrinkle, and if it gets a wrinkle, that's enough to get these storms to push to the east, and that's exactly what is happening right now. So right into Hancock County right now, that would be some concern that this storm may actually intensify as it comes across the river. So this is the storm, and this is going to bring down some heavy rainfall totals too. It's kind of running across, it ran across Memphis earlier, now running across Memphis again. So it is going to continue to track through that Scotland County area. Northern portions of Clark County are going to see some pretty decent rainfall totals as this system continues to push to the east. A severe thunderstorm warning, a tornado capable, and also was on the ground, reported on the ground earlier tonight. I don't have any reports lately of it, but we are still seeing some decent rotation popping up, and also some indicators that we're seeing some decent sized hail in excess of likely an inch to an inch and a half. Severe thunderstorm warnings will continue to progress tonight, and I think we're in for a little bit of a long night here. This may wind itself down after about 11 o'clock tonight, whether or not we have another tornado warning after this one. But I said that zone over here in Hancock County looks like it is primed to see more rotation, and so if this one collapses, we may very well have another one spin up. So we're seeing it. It's still on the backside. If you kind of can track right into here, this is that zone right into Donaldson right now, coming up on Donaldson in about the next 10 minutes or so. I would say if it's tracking to the east at 35 miles per hour, you might have slightly more than 10 minutes in the Donaldson area. This radar is about ready to update. It is now sitting at 8:58, and it is right on the dot. So it is staying up to date for us tonight, continuing to track this storm to the east. I think we've had some really decent radar indications on this, and I do believe, and since we've had the report on the ground, we're going to reach out to Lee County Emergency Management once this storm gets up into the Donaldson area. I know if they have some damage reports, they will do that. So Kyle also has another radar update for us in the digital streaming studio. Kyle?
Yes, thank you, Brian. So right now I'm currently looking at reflectivity. A lot of what you're seeing on Brian's radar is what's showing up here. Again, a lot of these deeper oranges and reds showing up as a heavier rain. Once again, I still want to focus on this tornado warning. You can kind of see this in proximity to the rest of the tri-states. Quincy, you're not seeing anything yet. So a lot of this is hoisted to our northwestern and far northern tier. I still want to go ahead and get a quick zoom in. Again, Brian Inman just mentioned that Donaldson likely will get some of the strongest of rotation to move over. Again, I'm moving back over to storm relative velocity. If you're just now tuning in with us, I'm looking at basically winds moving away from the radar. That's indicated in deeper reds, even some yellows once again. Also,
looking for a media career with a digital-first edge? At Gray, engaging content is our passion, delivered across all platforms. Join us to create, inform, and entertain while building relationships and boosting local businesses. With over 100 locations nationwide, your journey can start anywhere. Embrace a culture of growth and innovation with Gray. Your future starts now. Visit grayishiring.com to apply today.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here. Immerse yourself in stunning video. Feel the power of movie theater quality sound and consistent volume across channels. Get the most out of live coverage with enhanced internet content. Next Gen TV, designed to be upgradable with the advancements of tomorrow. The future of television has arrived. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
There was some of those brighter greens and even deeper blues as well. Currently, we were earlier in a weakening phase, but it looks as though some of those winds moving away from the radar just east of Farmington, Iowa, they've been getting on the stronger side. However, I'm also noticing that this tornado warning, this tornado warning storm cell itself is hugging the far northern portion of this tornado warning. Still, if you live in Fort Madison and just north of Montrose, you have to play it as safe as possible. Get to the lowest level of your home as well.
So that color there corresponds to greater than 70 miles per hour.
Okay, so again, Brian Inman, if you heard him in the background, he just mentioned some of that deeper red and peachish color as well, just moving out of Farmington, was indicative of radar indicated and or observed winds near 70 miles per hour. Brian and Whitney, back to you.
The National Weather Service in the Quad Cities currently checking in on that storm that is in Lee County headed towards Donaldson. They said they're watching it closely to consider heightened wording, meaning that they would kind of take the wording up to make it match its strength in a way. So they said that they were contemplating using the word considerable.
Yeah, so when they put the considerable tag on it, that's saying don't sit on your front porch. Do not sit on your front porch and watch this thing come in. If you put the considerable tag on there, they will likely have a ground signature and likely see that there will be actually debris flying through the air, and it's not a good idea to be out and about when you're watching this. Tornado safety rules, where to go. Again, we want to remind folks, because this is not a place to be out on your front porch. I sent out something earlier today, watch the Midwest tornado viewing party. You know, you're outside, you don't want to be doing that tonight. You can't see it, it's hard to see, you might hear it. Best place to be, again, in an interior room. If you have basement, best place to be. Don't have a basement. Stairs, interior rooms where there are no windows. Bathroom, if you've got a window in the bathroom, well, then you'll just have to cover yourself.
Aging Untold.
That's a hot button for me right there.
A new one-of-a-kind show that shines a light on the real issues of aging in America.
It's really about health span, not lifespan.
It's honest talk with real solutions, tools the whole family can use.
Whatever problem you're trying to solve it from a place of collaboration.
Aging isn't the end. It's a new chapter.
Isn't that the goal, just to age just as well as you can?
Aging Untold. Check local listings on aginguntold.com.
Looking for a media career with a digital-first edge? At Gray, engaging content is our passion, delivered across all platforms. Join us to create, inform, and entertain while building relationships and boosting local businesses. With over 100 locations nationwide, your journey can start anywhere. Embrace a culture of growth and innovation with Gray. Your future starts now. Visit grayishiring.com to apply today.
I believe he has a visual.
Okay.
So that is something we are working on right now.
All right, so Jesse's been tracking the storms, and he is out there chasing. Chris, we had another guy to the south chasing tonight, Chris Ketters. He was waiting for the storms to kind of roll in toward the southern portion of the tri-state area. So we've got two people earlier out and about. Jesse's still out and about right now. And Jesse, I'll say this, a very experienced storm chaser. He leads people, he does storm chasing tours. And so he knows what he's doing out there, and being safe is probably one of his #1 priorities. Jesse, what are you seeing right now?
Okay, I'm in Nauvoo, looking northwest. I actually have a funnel cloud that I can see here below a wall cloud, looking off to my northwest at about 9 o'clock.
Okay, so that would correspond with what we're seeing on the radar. If you want to put a split screen up with Jesse's picture on the bottom and then show the radar on top of that. So what Jesse says, if you go ahead and throw the radar back up, he's in Nauvoo, so you can see where Nauvoo is. Jesse down here in Nauvoo, looking up into the storm. Are you seeing that with just in the lightning flashes, Jesse?
Yes.
So
yeah.
Is the lightning pretty continuous there where you're at?
Yeah, I have live view up too if they want to take a live shot here.
Okay, they're going to try to get you up on the live view and see if we can get you on there. That would be great. So we're going to hang with Jesse just a minute, because I think we're going to get his live chaser video out of this, going from Nauvoo up toward the Donaldson area. He's got I guess one of our tools, our live view tool, to go live from any location, and we'll continue to see if we can get that up right now. Jesse, we did have reports of this on the ground earlier. Now you're saying, you say funnel, or I mean that's all probably what you can see. You're not seeing.
It's about 3/4 of the way to the ground.
Okay, so not touching the ground just yet.
I can't confirm any ground circulation. Well, there might be a tornado coming down here right now.
Okay, continue to watch it. How are we doing on that live view coming up, Caleb? Okay. All right, so we hope to get you some live video of this storm approaching the Donaldson area right now, but from a safe distance down in Nauvoo. Hopefully we can get that up before the rain catches up to the core of that. Jesse, we did earlier have a pretty good brief debris signature. Jesse, we've got your live shot, I think, so let's see if we can get that up on there. I'll step off screen. You can see it right there. Go ahead and tell them what you're seeing, Jesse.
Yeah, so if you see it in between see it right there? That's a pretty big cone funnel. I can't confirm it on the ground, though, but it's really rotating. I'm looking for power flashes, and I can't see any, but that may actually be a multi-vortex tornado. It's kind of hard to tell with the not being able to see any lightning flashes, but there is a lot of motion in there.
Yeah, I can see the motion. I can see your cone. And I did at one time when there was a backlit of lightning, look like there was a smaller vortex there also. I couldn't tell if it was a vortex or it was maybe just a heavy rain shaft coming on the backside. So here we are live. We are live, and Jesse is live in Lee County, Iowa. Actually, he's in Nauvoo, so he's in Hancock County, looking across the river over towards where these storms are coming through near the Donaldson area. So this, again, is better than looking at radar, because you can see right now, I don't know if it's possible to put me up over top of that video, but I would be able to point out exactly what we're looking at.
It is time to see the good side.
I made this book to really inspire people.
I'm Deborah Alfarone. Join me each week for stories that uplift, inspire, and remind us of the good happening all around us.
It can save somebody's life.
Because we could all use a little more good in our day.
The Good Side, Saturdays, only on Local News Live. Check your local listings on localnewslive.com.
Aging Untold.
That's a hot button for me right there.
A new one-of-a-kind show that shines a light on the real issues of aging in America.
It's really about health span, not lifespan.
It's honest talk with real solutions. Tools the whole family can use.
Whatever problem you're trying to solve it from a place of collaboration.
Aging isn't the end. It's a new chapter.
Isn't that the goal, just to age just as well as you can?
Aging Untold. Check local listings on aginguntold.com.
It says they are now going with a confirmed tornado warning for Lee County based on the trained spotter.
Jesse.
So Jesse.
Oh, there it is. See it on the left?
I
It's
see
coming
it.
down
Yep.
there on the
Yep.
left. Yep, tornado on the ground.
Okay. Go ahead, Whitney.
No, so thanks to Jesse's eyes on that, they now have that confirmed tornado on the ground. That's something that we had been looking for confirmation on. So,
Kyle, if you can hear me,
nice
will
job,
you pull
Jesse.
up correlation coefficient real quick and see if you can see any debris signatures with that? So this is, if you can confirm that Kyle can hear me.
I can hear him.
Okay, so
You hear
go
me?
ahead and pull up that correlation coefficient and see if you can see any debris signatures on the latest rounds. We may flip out of that
Sure.
real quick to show you that if you've got anything for us to see. Otherwise,
I don't have anything, Brian.
Okay.
It looks like there's a beam cutting in just to the west of Donaldson, and so it looks like there may be some debris signature, again, picking up in greens and blues. That's non-meteorological objects that are likely getting picked up. However, it's just coming in a straight line coming in from northeast southwest. That's likely coming in just in the form of that beam picking up on that
probably
storm.
A radar effect.
Right.
Just, it's close. We'll continue to watch it. So let's flip back over to the live view shot right now. Went out. Okay, mic's back on. So there it is. And man, that is a dangerous situation that is now developing right now. It is looks like earlier on the ground. Now I can't quite tell, but I think this, just when you get a nice lightning flash in there, you can see the base of it touching the ground on the left-hand, center left-hand side of the screen. He's going to get a little bit of obscuration here because of the tree line that's there. Continuous lightning, putting on a very, very heavy light show for Lee County at this time, also for Hancock County. So tornado-rich environment in northern Hancock County. Folks in northern Hancock County, also Lee County, you guys are, of course, under the gun right now. That was a nice...
Aging Untold.
That's a hot button for me right there.
A new one-of-a-kind show that shines a light on the real issues of aging in America.
It's really about health span, not lifespan.
It's honest talk with real solutions. Tools the whole family can use.
Whatever problem you're trying to solve it from a place of collaboration.
Weight loss isn't fair. For some, life gets in the way. For others, it's just the biology we're born with. And then there's food noise, always pushing your next craving. Truth is, the playing field's never been even. Mochi Health gets it. It's why we're here. With accessible, affordable GLP-1 plans. And care that feels like, where has this been all my life? To see what fair looks like, visit joinmochi.com. Today's weight loss meds work by quieting the food noise, letting you take control. At Moji, fair means going beyond the
down into Clark County and Lee County, so it's a little ways away in order to see exactly what's going on. But Jesse kind of panning around. If you're familiar where he's at, he is in Nauvoo, and that is the Mormon temple in Nauvoo. And we will continue. He's taking a little bit of a drive right now while Jesse's trying to get.
Yeah, Brian, I'm going to reposition here.
Will you try to get in a different position? We'll take it back on the radar right now, back here on the green screen, here in the studio. Hail sizes. We talked about some 2-inch. Whitney.
Yeah, I was watching this tornado warning, and I pulled up our product that shows us the hail, and I thought, wow, that's really impressive. So just to kind of give you a visual perspective, they were talking about the possibility of 2-inch hail, and you can see that that is possibly the size of a hen egg. So you can imagine the size of hail, an egg falling from the sky, definitely could do quite a bit of damage. And then Brian, I also wanted to just let you know that while we're really focusing on Donaldson, Franklin is next.
Okay, Franklin, Iowa, next on the list as far as where the tornado would be heading on the ground. So again, hail, tornado also going. Now we have another tornado warning. It looks like it's been issued for Shelby County in Missouri. So that with the storm that was approaching
That's a
here.
severe thunderstorm.
Oh, so I'm sorry, severe thunderstorm warning. Severe thunderstorm warning for Shelby County. I'm sorry, not to scare folks. Shelby County and also Lewis County. Severe thunderstorm warning. We're going to print that up and get you that information real quick. Shelby County and then just nipping into Lewis County. So it's not quite covering up all of Lewis County. It is to the west of 61. Severe thunderstorm warning. So that right now, again, from the National Weather Service out of St. Louis, that severe thunderstorm warning. We'll give you the specifics on that. It was tracking pretty good at about 45 miles per hour. The storm to the north of in Lee County tracking at 35 miles per hour. What is a little scary about where this is right now? Earlier showing that it was getting a little bit linear, and now it's starting to separate itself. So instead of being linear, it's a single storm, single storm, single storm, single storm. Those are all what we call discrete. So they're hanging out by themselves. Instead of being that long line, we're seeing what is a single cell. And if I'm starting to see a little bit of indications here that, and I'm going to go ahead and go through the severe thunderstorm warning, and then we'll take Jesse up in just a second. Severe thunderstorm warning for Knox County in northeastern Missouri, also southwestern Lewis County and northern Shelby County in northeastern Missouri, valid until 10 p.m. at 9:12. This severe thunderstorm was located about 10 miles to the west of Plevna, moving at and about 14 miles south of Edina, moving to the east at 35 miles per hour. Quarter-size hail, 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. These are radar indicated. Leonard, Novelty, Plevna, Newark, also Knox City, Stephenville, and LaBelle. You are in the path of this dangerous storm. You should seek shelter in a well-built structure. Stay away from windows, and this storm is also capable of producing damaging wind, large hail. In addition to that, a tornado watch does remain in effect until midnight for this portion of northeastern Missouri. This was again issued at 9:12, valid until 10 p.m. tonight. You can see the track of this storm again as it pulls off to the east, and the direction that again that it's moving directly to the east at 35 miles per hour. So it would be just south of Edina. Edina, you're just out of the warning. You can see the other counties that we're watching. Then as we see it to actually all the way over to Ewing possibly. Once it gets there, it gets outside of the warned.
Aging Untold.
That's a hot button for me right there.
A new one-of-a-kind show that shines a light on the real issues of aging in America.
It's really about health span, not lifespan.
It's honest talk with real solutions, tools the whole family can use.
Whatever problem you're trying to solve it from a place of collaboration.
Aging isn't the end. It's a new chapter.
Isn't that the goal, just to age just as well as you can?
Aging Untold. Check local listings on aginguntold.com.
It felt like nobody really cared.
Every kid out there should be able to see themselves as a hero.
Had you not seen our investigation, what would you have done?
Can someone lie?
Yes, absolutely.
How do you respond to that?
If this doesn't change, will people get hurt?
As we sit here today, no regrets.
He took his last breath in my arms.
This costed me my childhood.
I'm a part of a big, big project, and it feels amazing.
Honestly, it saved my life.
Updraft of the storm, and that's often where you would see tornadoes start to form, is beneath that wall cloud there.
Okay, yeah, the wall cloud starts to drop down out of the base of the storm, and usually some rotation there with that. So this is where we're continuing to see. So that right there could at any time drop down another tornado. So this is, go ahead and turn Jesse's mic off for a second. I think he's talking to some police, it sounds like. So this is what okay. So this is the storm that we've been watching, and again, it's a pretty good shot and can't get much closer than where we are right now. Wall cloud there, and maybe starting to see a little bit of rotation on it. And if you're looking at this video, it is right in the center of the screen when you see the lightning flashes. That is the wall cloud that does rotate, and then usually tornadoes will drop out of that, or that's where they'll drop out of. So right now we are not seeing any funnel cloud with this, but we are seeing the lowering of the base. That's kind of the first indicator. You got the thunderstorm, you get the wall cloud that starts to drop down out of it, and then you start to see the funnel cloud come down, and then the funnel cloud, if it makes it to the ground, then you've got a tornado. So funnel cloud, not a tornado. Funnel cloud in the air, tornado on the ground. Right now we have neither one of those, but we do have an active tornado warning for Lee County, Iowa, for Donaldson, Iowa, or just through the Donaldson, Iowa area. Now coming up on, what'd you say the next town was there, Whitney, coming up on?
It was right now it's over Franklin, but it's going to kind of skim just to the south of West Point.
So if you've been up into Franklin, Iowa before, let's go ahead and put the radar back up. If I've been up to Franklin, Iowa before.
When they're ready, I can give an update.
It's a small town, kind of just off the beaten path. There's a couple of nice places to hang out in that town, but if you are in that neck of the woods, you need to be in shelter right now. That tornado warned storm, while we're looking at the storm itself, and Jesse's looking.
This is Edgar.
Hi, I'm Edgar.
He lives on an island, likes walking his dog, and is remodeling his home, but needed some cash.
I got a home equity line of credit with Figure. With interest rates rising, I wanted to preserve my low mortgage rate. Instead of doing a cash out refinance, with a HELOC product, I'm saving about $18,000.
It felt like nobody really cared.
Every kid out there should be able to see themselves as a hero.
Had you not seen our investigation, what would you have done?
Can someone lie?
Yes, absolutely.
How do you respond to that?
If this doesn't change, will people get hurt?
As we sit here today, no regrets.
He took his last breath in my arms.
This costed me my childhood.
I'm a part of a big, big project, and it feels amazing.
Honestly, it saved my life.
It is time to see the good side.
I made this book to really inspire people.
I'm Deborah Alfarone. Join me each week for stories that uplift and
possible multiple rotations coming in. The initial rotation that Brian has been mentioning now moving near Franklin, moving out of Donaldson. But if you look really closely at the latest update, possibly another little notch moving into Donaldson proper. I also have my cursor, my mouse cursor, down across our wind legend. So again, keep in mind, deep reds are moving away from the radar in the Quad Cities. Greens are moving towards the radar. When we look at our legend, when you see that kind of gray shaded area, that's winds that are near zero. Moving further to the left on this legend, you're getting winds that are increasingly stronger, again moving towards the radar. So when I move the cursor over Donaldson proper, we're seeing some deep reds and yellows. Those are stronger winds gusting, possibly moving towards the radar. So when I move back over the legend here, when I'm getting into those deeper reds, pinks, and whites, that tells me gale force wind gust. You may not be able to see this, but I'm seeing a signal that possibly some areas near Franklin and Donaldson, maybe momentarily or instantaneously, if you will, seeing winds gusting 45, 55, 65 miles per hour. So again, even if there is not currently an observed tornado on the ground, there still could be some very strong wind gusts that could still produce some damage. That's the latest update that I had. Brian and Whitney, back to you in the studio. If you guys would like, I can take things back here in the...
Kyle, I can hear you. There we go. Let's zoom in tight real quick, Whitney, because I think right now West Point, Iowa does show some concerns here for where this storm is right now. There is good rotation now showing up near West Point, Iowa. So between Franklin and West Point, that is the zone right now. Two separate areas of rotation, and West Point, Iowa has a pretty decent spin up going on right now. That under the tornado warned storm. We talked about the one dying off, the one forming up, and the multiple vortices possibly going on. That is a potential right now. While one may be weakening, another one may be coming up, or they both can genesis at the same time or start up at the same time. So West Point, Iowa, if you are there, you are under the gun for a tornado warned storm, and the actual hail core looks like it is the hail core and rotation just going to run right over top of you, one right after another. So Lee County, Iowa, dangerous situation for you. Daniel, would you give me a glass of water real quick? This is what we're watching. I'm sorry, not to boss you around, because he's the boss when he's here. This is how this thing is progressing to the east right now. Again, that thunderstorm for Lee County, Iowa is something that is not to trifle with. Thank you very much. We will continue to watch this. I don't know if Whitney's got another update real quick from the National Weather Service on this storm, or Kyle's got something right now. Kyle, go ahead.
Oh, can you hear me right?
Yep.
All right. So an update not from the tornado warning, but the severe thunderstorm warning. I'm not sure if we covered this earlier. Recently, the National Weather Service, again, getting our bearings straight. This is with that severe thunderstorm warning in portions of northern Shelby County in northeast Missouri, as well as a good portion of Knox County and far west central Lewis County in northeast Missouri. I'm still on what's called storm relative velocity, but now we're looking at data coming out of our St. Louis radar. So again, south and east of our radar. So again, getting our bearings straight. Greens are coming towards the radar, reds going away. So in this situation, reds going away from the radar are moving northwest in this Missouri storm. Greens moving towards the southeast. We are getting a generally broad rotation, and this severe thunderstorm warning also was recently designated at around 9:16 this evening, 7 minutes ago, under a tornado possible tag. Again, we are seeing.
Looking for a media career with a digital-first edge? At Gray, engaging content is our passion, delivered across all platforms. Join us to create, inform, and entertain while building relationships and boosting local businesses. With over 100 locations nationwide, your journey can start anywhere. Embrace a culture of growth and innovation with Gray. Your future starts now. Visit grayishiring.com to apply today.
It felt like nobody really cared.
Every kid out there should be able to see themselves as a hero.
Had you not seen our investigation, what would you have done?
Could someone lie?
Yes, absolutely.
How do you respond to that?
If this doesn't change, will people get hurt?
As we sit here today, no regrets.
He took his last breath in my arms.
This costed me my childhood.
I'm a part of a big project, and it feels amazing.
Honestly, it saved my life.
So they're even on the other side of the river, and we're having damage reports from this storm blowing wind gusts out ahead of it, where there is no severe thunderstorm warning issued, yet we're having damage reports coming in Warsaw, Hamilton area. So I don't know if it's branches or trees that are down. A lot of times people report that we've got trees down, and it ends up just being branches that are down instead of just a tree. So you've got to kind of be careful how we're wording this, but we're getting damage reports out ahead of this storm. Tornado warned storm here, and then let's zoom out just a little bit to talk about our severe thunderstorm warning that is here in Shelby County, Knox County area, and into Lewis County. Rolling into Lewis County, it has weakened since the last couple of go-rounds. This may weaken intensity here just before it gets over toward the Canton area, and the warning may actually not continue to progress. Different story with what's going on to the north. That storm in particular still does have a pretty good signature on it as far as rotation. If Kyle is ready, we'll throw it back into the digital studio. Kyle?
Yeah, Brian, so thank you. Once again, I'm still focusing back in on our Quad Cities radar. So again, looking at our tornadic supercell, or capable of producing a tornado, still seeing quite a bit of solid rotation, still tightly packed. Again, we are still far away from that radar, and the fact that we are seeing this tight of rotation tells us, again, this tornado warning is warranted. Once again, we are looking at reds moving away from the radar, and then greens moving towards the radar. I'm looking very closely just to the south of West Point, probably by around 5 miles or so. We're likely still getting gale force wind gusts, but since this radar beam is picking picking up this storm far away, it's shooting far much higher or more higher into the atmosphere. So what that tells me is that maybe this may not be getting the most exact wind reading on this. So perhaps down closer to the surface, we may be seeing those stronger gusts, hence some of those damage reports that have been coming in. Also, I do want to zoom things out, still focusing on this tornado warning, however. I'm noticing a surge of winds.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here. Immerse yourself in stunning video. Feel the power of movie theater quality sound and consistent.
Looking for a media career with a digital-first edge? At Gray, engaging content is our passion, delivered across all platforms. Join us to create.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here. Immerse yourself in stunning video. Feel the power of movie theater quality sound and consistent volume across channels. Get the most out of live coverage with enhanced internet content. Next Gen TV, designed to be upgradable with the advancements of tomorrow. The future of television has arrived. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
It is time to see the good side.
I made this book to really inspire people.
I'm Deborah Alfarone. Join me each week for stories that uplift and
sing directly to the east and almost just slightly to the north. Had this been progressing, continuing to progress directly east, this was going to hit itself into an environment that was really conducive to seeing more spin-ups. Right now, this may be getting a little bit clouded. Kyle talked about that southerly surge. Sometimes that does feed in and you get another storm developing on what's kind of southern growth on the edge. So sometimes what'll happen, this starts to lose some of its energy because it's getting starved by what's rolling up into it, but then you get another storm spin up on the southern edge of that. So starting to see things kind of develop on the southern edge. That is something that has very common with these situations when you've got that nice southerly wind flow headed up into these storms. A tornado warned storm right now, still valid for another 15 minutes as it is tracking to the east at 35 miles per hour. So severe thunderstorm warnings that we've got that are off are probably going to fade here in about the next 10 minutes or so. And then the tornado warned storm is going to come to an end unless it produces another. If it does, it'll be in the Hancock County zone and then into the McDonough County zone. The indications, you know, we've got the watch here, this broad area of tornado watch, and that's because in that zone, a lot of times the southern couple of counties or southern county, like Adams County, then down into Monroe County, sometimes these are kind of just to kind of cover themselves. Like, hey, we think the real threat is running right up through the center of here, but we're going to issue this watch for this Collar County here and a county here to the north. So a lot of times, you know, you're kind of on the edge of these. The conditions are favorable, but they're not as favorable. And the real zone we were watching was right in here into Hancock County. It may not produce itself tonight, so we'll have to continue to monitor. Kyle's got another update. Kyle?
Yeah, so I'm recently looking at storm relative velocity, now looking at what looks to be another impressive cell of rotation coming literally just due northwest of Fort Madison. Again, this looks like tracking to the northeast. I think Fort Madison proper is going to stay on the south side of this rotation. I want to take things back to correlation coefficient to share with you the fact that we're likely not seeing anything on the ground. Again, of course, if you haven't tuned in earlier, when I look at correlation coefficient, I like to look for a lot of blue shaded colors. What that means is basically non-meteorological objects that are being picked up. So say, for instance, dust getting picked up off the ground, tree debris, structural debris that may be getting lofted in the atmosphere by a tornado. We're not getting that across Lee County. So that's good news. We're not seeing really any developments as of late. But once again, I still want to share with you some of the precipitation depiction. Again, a lot of heavy rain and even some hail associated with this as well. So you want to make sure you're finding your safe space within this tornado warning that is still ongoing for our friends in central and northwestern Lee County, Iowa. That's the latest update I have here in the CTV studio. Brian and Whitney, back to you.
Rotation, Kyle, with the storm that is down here, I mean, not a lot, but a little bit of rotation that is here. And they did also, when they issued the severe thunderstorm warning, they put the tornado possible tag on there because we're in that environment. It isn't on the Lewistown area just yet, but that is something that we will continue to watch as they are going to continue this severe thunderstorm warning. I think if they were going to continue it, they probably would have pulled the trigger already, but haven't had any damage reports here out of Lewis County, where we did have damage reports out of Hancock County and Hamilton and Warsaw for some tree or branches down, some debris down as the storm was approaching, even as it was all the way across the river into Lee County. So severe thunderstorm warning still has a tornado possible tag on it, and it may progress here if it does intensify. Right now it looks like it is weakened. If you watch, kind of goes from a nice hail core, boom, down to another, not that it can't start to come right back up again. Storms that are on the tail of that are coming in so far have not had any severe thunderstorm warnings issued with them. However, when they
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here. Immerse yourself in stunning video. Feel the power of movie theater quality sound and consistent volume across channels. Get the most out of live coverage with enhanced internet content. Next Gen TV, designed to be upgradable with the advancements of tomorrow. The future of television has arrived. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
It felt like nobody really cared.
Every kid out there should be able to see themselves as a hero.
Had you not seen our investigation, what would you have done?
Could someone lie?
Yes, absolutely.
How do you respond to that?
If this doesn't change, will people get hurt?
As we sit here today, no regrets.
He took his last breath in my arms.
This costed me my childhood.
I'm a part of a big, big project, and it feels amazing.
Honestly, it saved my life.
The river, Jesse, what are you seeing up there? Let's show his video.
Yeah, Brian, you can tell the self-weakening. I mean, you're looking at what's left of the wall cloud, the lowering, the rain-free base area, but you can see right there through the flash of lightning in the center of my screen. It's more diffuse. It's not as crisp. I don't see any sort of, funnels or anything. That's pretty, you got like a ragged look there, so that tells me that you're looking at a decaying supercell. I'm sure it's probably still producing strong winds, but one thing I'm not getting here, I'm in the southeast side of the storm. That's where the storm gets a lot of its energy. That's called inflow, and the winds here are pretty calm. Okay. Usually, right before we see a tornado, I'm getting blasted with 20, 30-mile-an-hour winds. Even back there in Nauvoo, it was windy. Surface winds here are pretty calm.
Okay. I've seen you in both sides of that. I've seen you on both sides of that storm where you've got the nice inflow going in and even stronger wind than that at times, 60, 70-mile-an-hour inflow winds. We have a picture also from the Donaldson area. I don't know if this is a still picture or what we're actually seeing, but it's a still image of maybe what's okay. So we're looking at the storm approaching Donaldson, Iowa right now. Nasty looking storm for sure. And I can't quite see exactly if we're seeing maybe what is a funnel cloud there. Yeah, it looks like a funnel cloud. If I'm kind of zooming in and take a tight look at that. So that right there, again, a nasty looking storm. That's from a viewer. I don't know who sent that in, but we want to thank you guys for sending that in through the proper channel so we're allowed to share that with everybody. Take it back to the radar. I think we're going to, Whitney's got some information for us on the radar.
Little ways from Macomb, but I just wanted to show the Macomb tower cam real quick. Obviously it's shaky and it's windy, but if you look off in the distance, you can see the lightning from those storms. So just kind of heads up to Macomb. You guys obviously aren't under a warning, but this thunderstorm regardless will be headed your direction.
That line of thunderstorms, yes, progressing to the east. A good light show for folks as the storms are approaching. 10 o'clock at night. It's difficult to keep things, not that it can't happen, but it's difficult to keep storms rolling when you're kind of in this environment. Had it been a slightly different environment, maybe these storms would continue to roll. If we were up along closer to where that warm front is, it would still continue to be active all the way probably till about 2 a.m. But as it stands right now, we're losing some things. The 80-degree temps that we had, we're starting to lose the dew points that were so strong. Those are all going to start to go away. So we're going to see these kind of the forces that it takes, the ingredients that it takes to get these storms and can keep these storms going together are going to start to lose the potential for themselves as we run into the late evening hours tonight. They have continued now. They have a severe thunderstorm warning that has been issued now that does roll across northern Hancock County. It does also encompass the very eastern edge of Lee County. Then now you're up into Burlington, and then you're up into Terre Haute, and this is where we're watching again in the Harp area. So one severe thunderstorm warning now. So I believe they're going to probably cancel that tornado warning here. They might let it run out, but it does expire in about 7 minutes. And I think the threat there, just by looking at what Jesse had, but this area here where we're seeing the very southern edge of the storm rolling through northern portions of Hancock County, still I think it's going to primarily be a wind situation, I'm pretty sure. So the National Weather Service does have a severe thunderstorm warning for Hancock County. It's also for Henderson, Des Moines, and Lee County, this very southeastern edge, valid until 10:30. At 9:35, a severe thunderstorm warning located near Fort Madison was moving to the east at 30 miles an hour. They're still hanging on to some ping pong ball size hail potential in here. That'll be these pink indicators that we're seeing on the radar, some ping pong ball size hail and 60 mile an hour wind gusts. So we're starting to see this storm kind of as it loses some of its intensity, sometimes the wind then starts to gush out, and we're seeing it 60 mile, but it is only moving to the east at 30 miles an hour. So slowed down a little bit in intensity. These are radar indicated, the Burlington area, Fort Madison, La Harpe, and then into Dallas City, Stronghurst, and then over toward Gulfport and Iota. Also Lomax, Denmark, Iowa, Pontusic. You guys are all under a severe thunderstorm warning at this time. Radar indicated, but valid until 10:30. And right now the time is about 9:38 or so. And that, again, was this severe thunderstorm warning that had the tornado tag on it and a confirmed tornado. And now the tornado looks like it is starting to kind of weaken or lift up into the atmosphere. I think this threat here, I think for the tornado is going to be gone. We're going to track it for about 2 or 3 more scans on the radar and see if we see any rotation that's other than broad. And if we don't, then we may go ahead and conclude our wall-to-wall coverage this evening unless we get another tornado warning. So Whitney's making a look on her face like, I'm not sure if that is, if we should hang on to it or not.
There's a little rotation signature popping up just on the front side of that warning.
Okay.
It's not even really over a town.
We'll hang on to it right now because we may get a leading edge spin up on this. Sometimes you get this one falls apart and then you get a little notch that starts to form and boom, you get another tornado. Kyle, what are you seeing on yours?
Yeah, Whitney said it best. We're getting another area of rotation. However, I've seen some spots of rotation in central Lee County spin up and then spin back down. But right now we're in a period of something spinning up on the far eastern edge of our tornado warning, just entering that severe thunderstorm warning as well. Once again, we're now still looking out of the Quad Cities, Iowa radar, looking to our southwest. So once again, getting our bearings. Reds are going away from the radar. Greens coming towards. You can kind of see that very
Kyle,
brief area of broad rotation.
Where you're looking at that, I think it's like a little difficult for people to see exactly.
Mochi has helped me reverse a generational curse.
Both of my parents died from complications due to obesity.
My dad was type 1 diabetic, and ultimately his life ended.
Losing my grandmother, that was my wake-up call. When I heard about Mochi Health, I had this little glimmer of hope.
They were offering more than just medication.
Having a nutritionist and the doctor all in one place was great.
I've lost 30 pounds and cut my blood pressure medicine in half.
Mochi has given me my life back. Check out joinmochi.com.
Aging Untold.
That's a hot button for me right there.
A new one-of-a-kind show that shines a light on the real issues of aging in America.
It's really about health span, not lifespan.
It's honest talk with real solutions, tools the whole family can use.
Whatever problem you're trying to solve it from a place of collaboration.
Aging isn't the end. It's a new chapter.
Isn't that the goal, just to age just as well as you can?
Aging Untold. Check local listings on aginguntold.com.
I had on both of those severe thunderstorms. Back to you guys in the studio.
Kyle, thank you very much. Again, back on when our tornado warned storm was, and that little indication that he was talking about just north of the Fort Madison area, right on that leading edge. So if they issue another tornado warning, it wouldn't be surprised to me. However, if they did, it looks like that would be just north of the viewing area, unless they flip it on to that very eastern edge of Lee County. But right now, it looks like they're going to let this thing go out at 9:45 instead of canceling it early. So that, again, and I know why they're doing it, because we've had spin up, spin up, spin up, and it's possible because of the way the environment is that you could get another one. So they don't want to cancel it and then have to send out another one and say, hey, you know, we don't want to do that. We want to hang on to this. So we'll hang on to it till 9:45. But if you are north of Fort Madison, I think West Point now, you're in the clear. Fort Madison right now, I would say that you're in the clear as far as tornado type stuff is concerned. Then I think it's just to the north of that, and it's in that very eastern sliver of Lee County where it crosses over to the south of the Burlington area. So I think the severe thunderstorm warning that is here, this is not going to be hail for you guys down here into Clark or into Hancock County. It is going to be wind only, as the hail core is north of you and it is up into Iowa. So this zone here is just seeing the wind rushing out of this storm and out ahead of the storm. So severe thunderstorm warning is there. So I think we're going to zoom out here real wide, real quick, and the time right now is about 9:43. So still some thunderstorms are there. The actual forecast models did a pretty doggone good job as far as the timing of things were concerned. And Lewis County right now getting reports of just 30-mile-an-hour wind and rain. So as these storms, one thing they look like on the radar may be producing something different on the ground. So we're going to...
It is time to see the good side.
I made this book to really inspire people.
I'm Deborah Alfarone. Join me each week for stories that uplift, inspire.
Mochi has helped me reverse a generational curse.
Both of my parents died from complications due to obesity.
My dad was type 1 diabetic, and ultimately his
Aging Untold.
That's a hot button for me right there.
A new one-of-a-kind show that shines a light on the real issues of aging in America.
It's really about health span, not lifespan.
It's honest talk with real solutions, tools the whole family can use.
Whatever problem you're trying to solve it from a place of collaboration.
Aging isn't the end. It's a new chapter.
Isn't that the goal, just to age just as well as you can?
Aging Untold. Check local listings on aginguntold.com.
It felt like nobody really cared.
Every kid out there should be able to see themselves as a hero.
Had you not seen our investigation,